What's up, Macadine family and listening audience? I am Kamil Shabazz of Macadine University, hoping all is going well with you, your family, and all of your affairs during this grave hour in which we live. As the title indicated, the title of this brief talk tonight is Tyre Nichols and the ongoing police brutality epidemic. You know, since the brutal murder of George Floyd, for some reason, I think that a lot of us, have been thinking that there has been a reduction in police brutality when it comes to the black man in particular. And if you go and you check out the statistics, it does indicate that after the murder of George Floyd in 2020, that there was a minor dip in the police brutality / murder of black men via the police department. However, the 2017 to 2022 statistics illustrate that from 2017, there has been, starting in 2017, 222 murders of black men by the police department. And that number actually in 2018 went up to 228. 2019 went up to 251 in 1 year. Then in the year of George Floyd's murder, it went up to 243. But the year after George Floyd's murder, it says that it went down to 177. However, when you go to the right, it says unknown is 488. And I don't know what unknown means. Maybe that means they don't know if the police officer murdered them or someone else. And in 2022, the number was 220 killed by the police, black men that is. Now, it states before these actual statistics, it says, sadly, the trend of fatal police shootings in the United States seems to only be increasing, with a total of 1,060 civilians having been shot, 220 whom were black as of December 20th, 2022. In 2021, there were 1,055 fatal police shootings, and in 2020, there were 1,020 fatal shootings. Additionally, the rate of fatal police shootings among black Americans was much higher than that for any other ethnicity, standing at 5.9 fatal shootings per million of the population per year between 2015 and December 2022. Now, that's out of all races, the white, the Hispanic, and us. We're still leading when it comes to police-related murders. And that doesn't even include the brutality that takes place absent murder, that go under the radar every day, where black men are beat up, assaulted, disrespected, and our constitutional rights are violated, you know? Now, I'm saying all that to come to the subject about our brother, Tyre Nichols, who has his roots in Sacramento, by the way. Now, I had posted the video that was on Nightline that went into detail that showed the whole interaction that this brother had with the police department that night when they pulled him over, supposedly for speeding or reckless driving. And they say that there really isn't no evidence that that took place. And it's really sad when you really listen to how humble and how cooperative that young brother was when they pulled him over. As they're disrespecting and assaulting him, he's humbly saying to him, "You're doing too much. I didn't do anything." And yet they're still disrespecting and assaulting him and beating and brutalizing him despite his pleas. So eventually, while they had him outside the car, self-preservation came into play. So he got up like any person with any sense who knows that his life is in imminent danger would do. He got up and he attempted to run to preserve his life. And mind you, these were all black men. And these men were part of a team referred to as the Scorpion Squad, who it wouldn't have mattered what black man that they pulled over that night. They already had in mind that they were going to brutalize them and perhaps do the same thing that Tyre Nichols suffered that night. And what's so crazy about it is that the white man is happy to now get the focus off of him and to show the world how brutal the black man's own people are against themselves. Because they beat that man worse than they did Rodney King. And at least Rodney King survived the beating that he undertook. But the way they beat this brother, I'm telling you, they are worthy of the death penalty. Each and every one of them should suffer the death penalty for what they did to that young brother. And for men like me, it really hits home because I have sons who are that age, in that age bracket. And when I saw him, it was like seeing my own son or seeing my own nephew going through that helpless situation where it was so bad that the brother actually called out for his mother. So they should get every book in the legal system thrown at them, in addition to losing pension or whatever else comes with the penalties. But it's indeed time, brothers, for change to take place. And the only way it's going to take place is, like I said 2 years ago, is for us to establish our own policing system, or for us to police the police. And it's not hard to do. And what's even sad about the situation, those brothers who committed those offenses against Tyre Nichols, they're under attack. They're under racist policy themselves. So it's like the pecking order is in place, where the abuse, psychological and even physical at times, that those officers are receiving, they are taking it out on their brothers in the streets. And as I was telling you a couple years ago, you should get this book, which deals with the history of black police in America and the racist policies that are still in existence in most police departments today that they're suffering. It's called Black Police in America. You should get this book. Very informative and enlightening, because the policies are still in order that began all the way when the police was established, which was actually the slave patrol. It's nothing but the modern day slave patrol. And although they may patrol other races and other people, the main objective is to keep the black man in check and in place so that you never rise into the power that we are destined to rise into. Because if you hear it from the FBI, former FBI director, J. Edgar Hoover, they have been looking for the black messiah ever since the 1950s. And they know that the time is now that a black powerhouse of sorts, not necessarily one man, but a mentality that's going to spread amongst our whole people, that's going to produce what they would refer to as the Messiah effect, that's going to galvanize and bring our people into the realization that we must separate and do for ourselves and stop living in this subservient position and condition that we're constantly in. Because what really pisses me off is that reparations have been given to all these people throughout history. And yet when it comes to us, they have to do a study. They have to do a study in order for us to even be considered given what is owed to us. The 40 acres and the mule that we never received in 1865. But they have to do a study. When every decade or so, a new movie comes out that illustrates plainly what we have gone through. And the history keeps revealing what we have gone through. Rosewood and Black Wall Street, Roots and the Django and 12 Years a Slave. What more studies do you need in order for us to get what the hell we deserve? Huh? You need to study? What do you need to study? Besides how much you owe each one of us individually. Study the amount of money that we're owed. Huh? That's what you need to be doing, studying that part. But as far as studying it to delay us from receiving what we're due, that's a crime in itself. A crime in itself. And all of us should be sick and tired of being sick and tired and demand that we get what is due to us. And all these Negroes who are in the way talking about we don't want no handouts. What the hell you mean we don't want a handout? That's not a handout. Our ancestors and forefathers fought and died and got lynched by the thousands and mistreated and brutalized and robbed of everything. And that's why we're in this eternal subclass because of what happened to us and what is going on to us right now. So shame on those Negroes who oppose their own salvation and resurrection. So on that note, we have to police our own. We have to police our own, man. We have to police the police. And we also have to police ourselves and our conduct when we're out on those streets and realize that we are the hunted. We are the ones who every day when they go out in them streets, whom they are looking for to arrest or to kill. We are the target. It has always been open season on the black man of America. Always. And you have to keep that in mind, and you have to teach that reality to our children so they don't be out here wandering blindly, not realizing that a target is on their backs. So that's all I really had to say, brothers. I wanted to just keep it real and get right to the point. But the reality of police brutality is real. And it's not going to go nowhere anytime soon. Every day you turn on, you go to YouTube or any social media outlet, you will find police brutality and a black man getting murdered every day somewhere in this nation. So we have to teach our children to be mindful and to keep themselves safe and not to be out there wandering the streets late at night, because that's when the freaks come out and the demons come out. And that's where their hunting takes place. So I hope that you got something out of this message. You have a wonderful evening, and I'll be speaking to you tomorrow. Same time, same station. Peace.